Amen, brother. Drizzle, drizzle, drizzle. If you can't handle me at my ick, you don't deserve the ick. Drizzle, drizzle, drizzle. Welcome back. Beautiful and amazing human beings. My name's Luke Radowski here of wearechange.org. And there's a lot of absolutely wild, crazy, and insane news to get into today. As of course, we just had an independent media interview with Donald J. Trump, who soon might be ending up in jail. All of this as tensions between Russia and NATO keep escalating as there's some very serious issues for a country in the Middle East that is threatening the people that are threatening them, as the Biden administration might be looking towards starting a new conflict. What's really going on here? Well, we're going to be talking about that, plus a lot more, all here on this independent media broadcast. If you like the shirt that I'm wearing, you could get it on thebestpoliticalshirts.com. And the clip that we played in the beginning of this broadcast looks like it is from @Jay Brizzy, who, of course, satirically made fun of the approach that a lot of modern women are taking to modern dating, and absolutely making it unbearable. And hey, if they could do it, we could do it too. Equal rights, right? It's 2024, right? We're all supposed to be equal now, right? Wait. Where are all those women's construction workers at? Oh, yeah, they're not existent. As of course, a lot of people are mad at this guy. I think he was kind of funny. He was kind of hilarious. And yes, there's toxic culture from men and women, and it deserves to be called out. So shouts out to this guy for calling it out, forcing people up against each other rather than, of course, bringing them together. Something that me and a lot of other independent media outlets have been calling out for a very long time, as we just had a major moment for independent media as Tim Pool literally sat down with the former president of the United States and the lead front runner in this 2024 presidential election in a milestone moment for independent media, highlighting how less and less people are dependent on the corporate media and are waking up, tuning in, and supporting decentralized voices and organizations that are coming out and speaking truth to power. As of course, the hour and a half before the Trump interview, we had a bombshell interview with Kash Patel where we went into a lot of very important issues and topics regarding the Ukrainian aid package bill that Donald Trump held passed. We talked about auditing the Federal Reserve. We talked about the intel agencies. We talked about declassifying documents. A lot of really important stuff. So if you haven't seen the video yet, check it out on Tim's channel. As of course, I gave a full breakdown about the good things, the bad things, the things I liked, the things I didn't like for members of LukeUnfiltered.com that will be available right after this video just for members. As Donald Trump literally told Tim that he is giving very serious consideration towards pardoning Julian Assange, U.S. Congressmember Thomas Macy responded by saying this isn't good enough. There's nothing more to consider, as Donald Trump has been pushing a lot of key important issues towards libertarians, anti-establishment voices that are key and critical. As today, Donald Trump is even asking if Bitcoin could, quote, solve the U.S. national debt problem, as he made a full statement about deregulating and allowing individuals to have self-custody of what Barack Obama described as a Swiss bank account in their own personal pockets. And now, especially with the libertarian presidential nominee being a woke social justice warrior, this highlights how a lot of anti-establishment people probably will be voting for Donald Trump in this upcoming presidential election, especially if he makes good on his promises on pardoning Ross Ulbricht, stopping foreign conflicts, holding government accountable, and, of course, allowing the government not to be in every aspect of your life. All of this, as today we also had the closing arguments in the Trump hush money trial case in New York City, where soon the jury will be deliberating and deciding if the president of the United States is guilty and if he potentially will be in jail. This as Trump's lawyers were arguing that he was a target of extortion, as the key witness against him committed way more heinous crimes, felonies, that the prosecutors literally excused in order to go after Donald Trump for these type of misdemeanor crimes. This as today, the U.S. Secret Service also met with jail officials, as there's a possibility that the former president of the United States could be sent to jail. This as the Biden administration decided to seize on the last day of this trial, as Jack Posobiec described how the Biden campaign held a press conference outside of the courthouse with Robert De Niro and the J6 CNN cop giving statements to the media there, as of course Donald Trump has utilized all the attention that he's getting. He brings in a lot of high-profile individuals and has almost daily press conferences outside of these court proceedings where he's able to galvanize a lot of media attention. Now, the Biden administration probably saw that and were like, yeah, we need to do this too. And they did it with a guy that will say anything if you pay him to do it. This, as there was some interesting kind of arguments and confrontations between Robert De Niro and a lot of Trump supporters that were seen screaming and cursing at each other outside of the courtroom right after this press conference that, of course, was also interrupted and had Robert De Niro literally lashing out against Trump supporters as the scene was utterly chaotic. As soon we will be finding out about the fate of the lead frontrunner in this presidential election and if he ends up in jail. Crazy situation that's only going to get crazier from here, as of course we're very close to the election, and yet it feels like we're still very far away from any kind of stable situation, as of course things are probably going to get a lot more wilder from here. And that's one reason out of many reasons I started my own individual health journey on wearechange.shop, as of course we have really cool products out there. Some of them we could show you, some of them we can't, but we have some really incredible stuff, including one of my favorite products, Calm, that I use before every single podcast show that I do that helps me relax. And that, of course, is Take Calm, that we have to you at a reduced cost. We have very fair market prices. This is 1,000 milligrams full spectrum CBD extract that I really like, that I love using. I think you will too. Check out more on the website in the description down below. As of course, we have a lot of other products that are really incredible. Magnesium glycinate. We just had to re-up because we sold out of it completely. This is great if you're looking for a sleep aid, as of course, a lot of people do not have enough magnesium in their own personal system. Magnesium glycinate at a fair price, available to you on wearechange.shop. Again, promotes athletic performance, supports quality rest and recovery, which is critically important, as a lot of people aren't getting enough sleep. A lot of people's nervous systems are absolutely wrecked. Magnesium has helped a lot of people with that particularly, but just make sure before taking anything into your body that you talk to a medical professional, you do your blood test, you make sure that you are right for whatever product you are taking into your own unique individual body. Again, wearechange.shop. Do your own homework, do your own research. We have a lot of resources, we have a lot of information, we have a lot of videos available to you about our particular products, and I'm proud to say that we have some of the best products, some of the best prices out there, all on wearechange.shop. That goes towards supporting this independent media organization. Check it out right now, as we are running a lot of sales. And if you have a choice between buying from Amazon or buying from us, what are you doing? Buy from us. This is stuff that a lot of people use. This is stuff that a lot of people need. Get it from us and support the larger kind of information war that we are all a part of, as of course it soon could turn into a real life war, as today we got an update that NATO is practicing nuclear strikes on Russian territory near the Russian border. This, according to the Russian Federal Security Service head, who took to local media to describe the situation that is absolutely troubling and worrying for all of Europe and also the rest of the world. As today, we're also finding out that NATO troops are ready to fight in Ukraine at any moment, and they might do that if Russia gains some significant territory in that particular country, as France has already sent their troops inside of Ukraine in a training capacity that, of course, puts their lives in danger, as Baltic officials are now coming out and saying that they could send in troops without waiting for NATO if, quote, Russia scores major breakthroughs in this larger proxy conflict, as the Estonian president just came out and said, quote, Estonia will do everything possible to bring Russia to its knees. After this, it will be possible to begin negotiations on ending the war in Ukraine, as of course he's literally talking about escalating it first, as Vladimir Putin, the president of Russia, came out and said Western weapons striking Russia would have serious consequences. What are those consequences? Again, we do not know, as some European countries are saying, yes, use our weapons on Russian territories. Other countries are saying, no, this is stupid. This is only going to escalate and make this conflict grow and expand, as Putin came out and said that the European countries, especially the, quote, particularly small high-density countries, as he's probably talking about Estonia, quote, talking about deep strikes on Russian territory, should be aware of what they're playing with, as of course the Russians are being very vague here and hinting that there would be a tit-for-tat retaliation if Russia is directly attacked by American and other European weapons within its own territory, as some people are speculating that Joe Biden might actually want to start a war with Russia in order to, of course, raise his approval ratings right before a presidential election that he is set to lose. This is according to U.S. Pulitzer Prize-winning journalist Simon Hirsch, who actually said this in an interview, according to U.S. Civil Defense News, as desperate politicians are known for desperate moves, and historically, war has always been used as a political ploy by some very devious, destructive, nasty individuals that have waged it for their own personal gains. Now, is that exactly what's going on here? Again, we don't know. But within the last few days, there have been a lot of very dangerous, serious escalations that are not good at all. As these conflicts are growing, these conflicts are expanding, and the United States recently, under the leadership of Joe Biden, doesn't have the best track record, especially when it comes to Afghanistan, especially now when it comes to the $320 million Gaza pier that they built that literally was destroyed in a recent storm. As U.S. soldiers are now rebuilding it, as this floating pier, according to many reports now, is sinking, as it looks like the U.S. military can't get anything right. As of course it is becoming woker than ever. It is great at virtue signaling, but as far as getting stuff done, it's not really known for doing that under the Biden administration that has replaced a lot of top leadership because they wouldn't comply with medical mandates. This, as many Americans are asking themselves, why are we building a pier outside of Gaza? Why are American soldiers there? Why are we participating in this and financing this larger conflict when the American people are struggling financially at home? This, as the Biden administration now is joined by Emmanuel Macron, along with a United Nations court calling for the immediate ceasefire inside of Rafah, as there has been a lot of international outcry about the Israeli attacks and strikes on a specific region, as even Benjamin Netanyahu apologized for recent strikes that did target and take the lives of innocent citizens there. This is Benjamin Netanyahu, even though he apologized for this larger strike, is vowing to press on with their war, as Canada has just finally started to announce something that we've been telling you was coming for a very long time, and that is visa for Palestinians from Gaza that they will be accepting into their country. Now, they started with a couple thousand visas and citizenship offers, as of course this probably is going to be happening in the United States very soon as well. As today, we also got news that an Israeli spy chief threatened the International Criminal Court prosecutor over their inquiry into Israel, as the Mossad director personally has been involved in a, quote, secret plot to pressure investigators to drop their investigation into Israel. This is according to The Guardian, highlighting high-level espionage and really nefarious activities here that a lot of people should question, as Elizabeth Warren even took to social media today and described that the Israeli bombing of a refugee camp is something that needs to stop immediately, as she has called for an immediate ceasefire in the region, along with Emmanuel Macron recently, as Thomas Macy, once again, comebacks and slaps her with reality by saying, ma'am, You voted to send those bombs to Israel, and she did. As today, Nikki Haley decided to take matters into her own hands, and then in Israel decided to scribble, finish them, on military munitions that the IDF soon will be firing into Rafah. Yes, this is an actual photo that is just coming out today of Nikki Haley, a person who many people have described as a neoconservative war hawk death merchant, a Luciferian queen, a diabolical witch of the military-industrial complex who now is literally writing her name and writing "finish them" on munitions that soon will be used in this ever so larger, expanding, forever war and conflict that many people want stopped, but the Israeli government refuses to do so. There's also many Israeli citizens that want it to stop. There's also many protests happening right now inside of Israel. And those voices, those people who are calling for détente, who are calling for peace, who are calling for this war to end, I think are more important than ever. If you agree with that, share this video with your friends and family members. Again, our voice, our message absolutely matters here. We're taking over the corporate media. We're showing that we could do a better job than them. We're growing, we're expanding. There's a lot of really incredible things here that we are all playing a major role in, and you guys are the main reason why we are still here, why we are growing, why we are expanding, and why we are doing everything in our power to try to fix the wrongs in our modern day society that could be fixed if we citizens just have the right information and the ability to just talk to each other. That is my core belief. If you agree with it, subscribe, click the notification button. One more video about my honest positives and negatives surrounding the Timcast Trump interview, available for right now for members of LukeUnfiltered.com. We got another live podcast coming up right after this one, 6 p.m. Eastern, here on this YouTube channel. And I will see you there in just a few hours from now. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you guys, and this is why I love you guys. Subscribe, click the notification button here on youtube.com/wearechange.